With Gibbon Slacklines, here to teach you how to ride your Gibbon Slackline. After we've taken the time to set up our slackline to our preferred height, length, and tension, we're going to want to start working our way onto the line itself. In order to do this, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to get up onto your line and start walking. So the first step is we're going to be straddle the line here. After we've done this, we're going to bring our dominant foot up onto the line. In my case, I bring up my right foot and I set it in line on the line. That means it is straight down the line, not cross line. This is the way that we're going to balance on the line. The next step is to look down the line. Don't look down at your feet, but rather look down the line. We're going to pick a focal point somewhere down there. And that's going to be where we fix our gaze the entire time that we're on the line. It's going to help us stabilize ourselves, give us a steady point. If you try looking down at the line or down at your feet, it's going to be wobbling all around on you. It's going to get out of control and you're just going to pop right off. The next step is to relax. Let this foot that's on the line come up into a nice steady position. If you push down on it, it's going to start shaking uncontrollably. So keep as much weight as you can on the ground. So raise our hands up above our head. Keep your elbows in line with your ears. We're going to use our arms to help us balance on the line. So now I'm ready to get onto the line. Put my dominant foot on the line, in line, of course, with the slack line. My focal point is down the line and not at my feet. My arms are up at my elbows, above my head, and in order to get up, I'm going to jump off of my grounded leg and transfer that weight onto my feet. So when I stood up on the slack line, you might have noticed that I kept one leg off of the line. I didn't immediately put it onto the slack line. I did this because it's easier to balance on one leg than it is balancing on two. Just because your leg acts as another weight that you can move around to help you balance on the line. Now learning how to walk on the slack line is entirely different from learning how to balance on the slack line. The first thing you want to do is learn how to balance on that line. And you can do this by just starting out and standing up and balancing on one leg. Balance on one leg, count to 10, count to 3, count to 100. Just balance on that one leg. When you reach that number, switch your feet and balance on the other leg. Do the same thing, repeat it again and again and again. This will get you balancing on either leg in practice. And then as you start getting that balance down on either leg, shorten the time up, and next thing you know, you're going to be walking down that line. You don't ever want to rush across the slack line. When you try to run across the slack line, you might get a couple more steps in than just trying to move across it slowly. But when you run across it, that's where injuries can start happening. If your line's a little bit higher, you can catch your foot, fall off, take a nasty spill, and you don't want that happening. And plus, you're mainly just falling and catching yourself with each step. You're not really balancing or walking for that matter. It doesn't really help you to run down the line. So take your time, one foot in front of the other, and practice. One thing people do when they get on the slack line for the first time is they put their arms straight out to the sides and try to balance by tipping it up and down. It doesn't really help you that much. What helps you balance on a slack line is having your arms up in the air and moving them from one side of the line to the other. Using your whole body, tipping it to one side of the line to the other side, shifting a leg, balancing your body in different positions, shifting your weight to one side of the line or the other. When people put their arms out to the sides, they're thinking tightrope walking, where they see a long pole going up and down. What's happening with the tightrope walkers is they have this long pole, but they're shifting it from side to side. The tipping doesn't really do all too much. It's mainly the shifting of that pole from one side or the other that shifts more weight to one side or the other, which is what we do but we do it with our arms as opposed to a pull out to the sides. So when you get up on the line, remember to put your arms up and use your body to help stay on that line. Now another thing people will do when they get on the line and start taking their first steps is they'll start stepping cross line. A lot of surfers, skaters, a lot of board sport people will turn their body sideways and try to balance sideways on the line. That works great for those, but for slacklining, we want to keep our body straight and in line. So like I said earlier, one foot in front of the other, straight down the line, not cross-lined. Another question is, why is my leg shaking uncontrollably? The simple answer is, the muscles in your leg have never had to deal with this before. You have tension from the slackline shooting up into your leg muscles. Your leg muscles are trying to control that, but because they've never dealt with this before, they're not strong enough and they have no idea how to deal with it. This is just something that happens, and as you do it more and more, it'll go away. Eventually your leg will get strong enough to the point where you can start pushing down on that line with your entire body weight. What kind of footwear do you use? Do you go barefoot? Do you wear shoes? What kind of shoes? Simple answer, straightforward, is go barefoot. Going barefoot is the most basic way to learn how to slackline. You'll feel the line the best on your feet. You'll know the placement, you'll feel the placement of your foot on the line. And that's what you want to go for. As far as shoes go, having shoes is going to be harder. But if you do choose to wear shoes, I personally wear shoes because I do a lot of jumps, a little bit more advanced tricks that if I were to do it barefoot, it might start wearing down on my feet. So having that shoe provides some protection for my feet. As far as what type of shoe, I usually go with the flat, thin-soled type of shoe. 510, Vibram, they all make great thin-soled shoes that are excellent for slacklining. Slacklining takes time, patience, and practice. These are the secrets to slacklining. There's no magic trick that you can, pinch your nose or do something that'll magically help you stay balanced on the line and walk down it. If you're a snowboarder, skier, doesn't matter what sport you do, surfboarder, you think you have great balance, your balance has never been challenged in the way it's going to be on the slackline. So don't get frustrated if you don't get this right away. Like I said, it just takes practice and patience.